the Sony FX5. I'm sure you have seen a plethora of videos and a plethora behind the scenes and things from Sony and other creators here on YouTube. But I really wanted to touch on what this means for Burano owners and how it fits, the workflow, and comparing that to the old camera that used to be sort of the gold standard B camera for the Burano. So in this video, I just want to touch on workflow, how it compares, and my experience using the Burano with other Sony cameras in the FX lineup. So if you're new here, my name is Othello Bonacci. I'm a DP, director, and photographer based in the DMV. And I've been shooting with the Burano and a plethora of other cameras for a long time. So if you like filmmaking and photography and just, the inner workings of art, well, not really art, but you know what I mean. Give me a follow, give me a like, comment, come check me out. But, for those who've been with me up until this point, I appreciate you. But let's get into it. So I want to start with my experience with the Burano, using it as a B camera. And I recently used the Burano on a documentary we did for Google, and I had both my Buranos on set with two FX3s. And I think that is a perfect combination because I'm able to get a gimbal and I'm able to set up the autofocus. But the quality between the two aren't necessarily the same, right? So when you want that extra bump, and you don't have a colorist, or even if you do have a colorist and you want to pull more out the image, I think that's where the FX5's, is really good. In addition to that, having those additional codecs really changed the game and really put your image on a pedestal when you're trying to tell these stories. And I think having the X-OCN, the LT, the C1, the C2, and matching that with Burano allows me to, and allows you to, just create a consistent image across the board. And though everything looked good, and I don't think there was like any quality control issues, but just being able to level the playing field between all the cameras really changes the game. And I think for me, pound for pound, the Burano is one of the best cameras on the market, if not the best camera on the market. I had an LF, I have my Red V Raptor, and a plethora of other cameras, but the Burano just works, and it's always just worked. And I think having something like the FX5 is that workhorse from a codec perspective, from a aspect ratio perspective, from a color perspective. It's just like how the Burano was to the Venice. The FX5, in my opinion, is going to be that for the Burano. In the past, the camera that people wanted to, use as that B camera was the A12, and the A12 is like $6,000, and the FX5 is all of $4,800. So, having that dedicated film camera in the form factor that is more one-to-one, I think really sets the FX5 apart. And then, from a workflow perspective, I want to shoot X-OCN on the Burano. I could shoot it on the other cameras. We can line them up, create a look, create a LUT, create, a balance between the 3 or 4 cameras, and voila, an image. Yeah, I mean, I think the FX5 is special because the open gate was only reserved for the higher end cameras up until now, and we get like a little, slight open gate thing for the Burano. But you think about folks that want to buy Venice 1s, or folks want to buy OG Alexas, or Panasonics. So having that open gate just sort of changes the game, and having the image change the game. So it's just I think it's a special camera. If you are someone that owns a Burano and has like an FX3, FX6, I think the FX5 is the way to go. It's so far a amazing camera that can suit multiple needs, but more importantly, it aligns better from a shooting perspective, from a post perspective, and from an overall creative perspective. So that's just my 2 cents. This is not a scripted one. This is just one I wanted to make because I pre-ordered the camera. So I'm curious for the people who do watch this, who already pre-ordered, who is going to pre-order, and who is not going to pre-order. So yeah, that's all I got. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.